India's Supreme Court has approved a plan to assess graduating students before they move on to universities. This comes after the nationwide cancellation of the final Class 12 examination. The test is crucial for those who want to gain admission into public universities. Schools in India have been closed for most of the last 15 months, but they are not alone. More than a year since the pandemic began, close to half the world's students remain affected by school closures. For more, we're joined by Ishan Garg in New Delhi. Ishan, how are graduating students going to be assessed under these circumstances?
Well, the two different education boards have got their two different formulas for assessing students. First of all, CBSE, which is one of the country's largest education boards, has come up with a formula that it's calling the 30-30-40%. So essentially, they will be assigning weightage to three standards of marks. 2 years ago, how much a kid scored will weigh for about 30%. The previous year will weigh for about 30%. And the current year will weigh for about 40%. And the cumulative marks that have been scored by the students will be taken into consideration before assigning a final mark in these circumstances. On top of this, the court has also told the boards to assign essentially somebody to look after the marking patterns, to follow the ethics of marking patterns, so that none of the private or public schools can provide higher marks to their students in a bid to defeat the other competition schools which are in competition. Now, the other education board is taking, for some students, marks into consideration dating back as many as 6 years. Now, all this taken into consideration, several experts are saying that will enable the boards to give students a fair mark. But at the same time, there are students who were hoping to improve this year and have not performed well in the past 2 to 3 years. They will certainly be missing out on an opportunity to improve their score.
Well, it has been about 15 months since schools closed. Ishan, do we have a sense about whether they'll be allowed to reopen safely anytime soon?
Well, it looks unlikely. I mean, India's daily caseload of COVID-19 has dipped to about in the range of 60,000 every single day. This is a massive drop from the world record highs. But at the same time, there is still conversation going on about a third wave. Authorities as well as experts are almost certain that there is going to be a third wave, and there is some consensus among experts that given how the virus, the Delta variant, is mutating, it might be likely that in the third wave, children might be affected more severely. Now, what it also means is that if children are going to school, they are mingling with other kids, and if they are not getting severely ill by the disease, they might be carrying the virus back to home. So because of this, it's looking unlikely at the moment that schools will be reopened, and most schools are now trying to focus on digital learning. And the government also has made plans under its Digital India initiative to support schools, especially in the weaker socioeconomic areas, to provide them with better internet facilities so they can carry on with the remote learning program that they've been carrying on for the past few months.
Ishan, thank you for that update. Ishan Garg there in New Delhi.